Good morning, Derek. Good morning, my good friend. Good morning, HB. Good morning, Bud. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brian. I see Brian here this morning. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, Jason Wyeth. Nice to see you, JW. Brian giving me a pink wave. Good morning, AA Ron. Good morning, Cyber Jolie. Good morning. Good morning, Exception. Good morning, Sarah Bear. Is that going to be tonight, HB? You're doing the fourth agreement, starting the fourth agreement tonight on your program, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mystic Journeys Church. Good morning, Anthony Hunt. Tonight, 9 p.m. Fourth agreement. Don't you love the agreements? I was talking to somebody yesterday. I said, you know what the best thing about the four agreements is? It's just how simple they are. Good morning, Marcus. Glad you're here. The best part about the four agreements for Pops, he tends to complicate things and want it to be all super intelligentsia, etc. It's the simplicity. It's so simple. It's so easy to remember. And the thing is, the four agreements cover everything. As we're going through the Tao here and teaching each other about that, you can read the four agreements into every bit of it. It's just a less complicated version of the Tao. Life for dummies. There you go, HB. Oh, yeah, I don't want to call us dummies. Life for those who tend to complicate it. So, simple it down. Don't dumb it down, just simple it down. I run into opportunities every day to exercise the four agreements. Every day. And I find myself, I'm like, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm exercising one of the four agreements. I'm not taking this personal. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm not having an expectation. I'm just going to go with the flow. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm doing my best. You know what I'm going to do right now is I'm getting ready to say something I shouldn't. I'm going to take 10 seconds. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be impeccable. There's so many times, so many things I do all day that I can plug into the four agreements. But I like starting my day out with the Tao, a verse of the Tao. It kind of plugs me into nature. I love walking a natural life. And again, the Tao is about simplicity too. The Tao is about simplicity. Living a diminishing life. Not an amassing life. Not a life where we amass things. Matter of fact, let me read this little thing to you guys this morning. This is what we're going to cover today in the Tao. We're going to be talking about harmony. I looked up the word harmony, just the word itself. And it's really more music related in general. But what does harmony mean in life? Harmony in life means a state of inner peace, of balance and coherence, where different aspects of yourself and your world align, creating a pleasing and functional whole, rather than a chaotic mix. It's about finding unity in diversity, accepting shifting priorities, and connecting meaningfully with oneself, with others, and with the universe, allowing for growth alongside stability. Yeah. Good morning, Sammy P. It's true. Sammy says, crazy how much life gives you the opportunity to practice the 4 agreements. Sammy's practicing. Good morning. So we're going to talk about harmony and the Tao Te Ching today. But we have a couple other things we're going to talk about first. Okay? 27 people, 19 likes. Give me a few more likes and we'll turn this camera around and get this hot dog cart rolling. Okay? RX is on the road. I hope you're having a real good trip there, RX. It's nice how you're cataloging it and showing pictures of your road dog trip on IG. Good morning. Make sure that you guys go to your chat options and click all chat. If you're anything like me, my tablet automatically defaults to top chat. And unless I remember, I don't see all the comments. Okay. 29 to 22. That's good enough. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll with it. Good morning. Good morning. I started out my morning beautifully. Marcus, sometimes what I've heard is if you're on the full screen, all you have to do is double tap the screen and that'll send a like. I personally have never done it. When I go to Mystic Journeys Church, there's always, and it's easy because you can see a thumb and you just push the correct thumb. And it's easy to like Mystic Journeys Church. Four Leaf. What is this? This sounds awfully sweet. Four Leaf says, I think it's time I say thank you. Thank you to each and every single one of you for always being present and always caring for each other, for one another. Good job, T-Crew. Marcus, we all learn stuff every day, don't we? That was really very, very kind of you, Four Leaf. Right? Give Four Leaf a heart for that one. Good morning. T-Crew and Dolls. I like that. Yeah, Nippy Ruffy's already... He woke up this morning hungry. He left a little bit of food in the bottom of his bowl last night, which he never does. He always eats everything. I feed him around 7 o'clock at night. And this morning he woke up and he was over there polishing his bowl. And now I think he needs to go out. Give me 1 second. You need to go out. Oh, baby. You need to go. Sit back. Back. Okay, go. Oh, I love my little Ruffy. Such a good creature. I'm blessed to have. My sister said I hit the dog jackpot. And it's true. I hit the dog jackpot. I heard from a wonderful lady this morning. And it was really nice to hear from her. And then she said something when we were texting back and forth. She goes, you should, let me say what it says. I'm going to maintain her anonymity. But this is an important concept. Exception Rough really is a good dog. I literally, I can't even tell you how special that little fella is in my life. Um, the person wrote to me and they gave me credit for something that they're doing. They're doing it, not me. They're the one doing it. And out of kindness, they wanted to credit me for it. My reply to that is, I hope you guys reply like this when people give you credit for something that they do. It's easy to take credit and run with it and your head starts blowing out. I replied, thanks to you. It's not thanks to me. Take credit for the good things you do. Builds a positive self-image. The world hasn't taught us to take credit for the good things we do, or if you do, you're bragging. Or if you do, you're full of yourself. No, the world beats us down. The world view is a negative one. It's so important that you look at the good things that you do and you give yourself credit for that. It's healthy. With the correct attitude. With gratitude that you're even available. But that's as far as your involvement goes. They're doing the work. You just happen to perhaps be an agent of change, as we talked about yesterday. Well, thank you, Cyber Jolie. That's very kind. I can take credit for that. I can take credit for doing my best to try to spread positivity and yet not dwell on it. Builds a positive self-image. Remember that. A lot of us come together. We come to the crew. We've lived through anxieties and depressions. We've lived through addictions. And our self-image is beat down. And we just feel like we've let everyone down. We've let the world down. No, it's the other way around. The world let you down. But now that you're aware, you can be different. Is that resonating? Give me 5 people that's resonating with. Take credit for the good things you do. It's incredibly important. While being grateful for what someone may do with you or for you, I need you to know that if you're doing the work, you deserve the credit. And in many cases, it's only you that will give yourself the credit. Other people don't even know how hard you're working on yourself. Okay? Marcus McCarty, Mother Earth and the Universe Guide My Technological Development and Personal Growth. Though you in many ways more than through you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? It's a group effort. I used to be really good at taking the credit. I want to be really good at giving credit. I want to be really good at teaching people to take credit and build their self-image. All I want to be, what I want you guys to be, is an Eskimo. Think about that for a second. I just want you to be an Eskimo. Give me a couple of people. Say, Pops, what are you talking about? What do I mean when I say an Eskimo? To be an Eskimo. What does that mean? It means go live in Alaska in an igloo? Nope. No, that's not what it means. Exception, you're cute. See, Eskimos know how to survive Arctic storms. They know how. They've been surviving for centuries in some of the harshest climatic conditions on Earth. So when you're an Eskimo, you're bringing somebody in and just bring them into your igloo. You might even teach them how to build an igloo for themselves. But your number one job as an Eskimo is to bring somebody in out of the storm. And we've all had some pretty big storms in our life, haven't we? Give me 5 people here that think it's a good idea to be an Eskimo. They're really getting all sexy about it. Herbie's calling it an Eskimo giraffe. The giraffe is the teacher. The Eskimo is the one, well, Eskimos are teaching you too. I like the idea of being an Eskimo. When you see somebody in a storm, what are you going to do? Just leave them there? And watch them shiver and end up dying? Be an Eskimo. I like that one. I'm not going to take credit for it. An old hand, years ago, back when I was in my early 30s, used to have a really good speech. A Giraffe-skimo. I like that. Old guy. He'd been in recovery for 32 years. And he used to give in a speaker meetings and AA meetings. I went to AA, but I was going for CA purposes. And he used to have this wonderful talk about being an Eskimo. Ruffy came in, I gotta close the door. You good, Ruff? Okay. You go to bed. Go on. Give me 1 second. Important text to return. Thank you. Good morning, Captain Obvious. I was thinking about you when I was reviewing my Bitcoin account yesterday. After our meeting last Wednesday, when you were giving your talk about digital currency, I decided, okay, let me try again. And this time be more patient. This time don't bail out when it drops 2 points. That's how I invest. I watch it. If it's rising, it's great. If it drops 2 points, I'm out. I need to learn how to stay in it for the long haul. Investing can be so emotional. Patient wins the race, long-term goal wins. Yeah. So I bought in big time. I went long. I invested $20. But I also listened to what you said when you said just invest small amounts at a time, consistently over a long period. So I dropped to 20. And I'm looking at it and going, you know what? I'm going to listen to Captain Obvious. She knows more about it than I do. So I'm in deep. I'm in Bitcoin long term. $20. Good luck to Marcus too. I agree with that, Mr. Phillips. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Queenie's telling Marcus, you got this. Buenos dias, King Metro. The likes are smashed. 39 people, 37 likes. Beautiful stuff. Being with other people feels great, doesn't it? I mean, after all, we're intelligent monkeys. Social primates. We're social primates. I didn't want to admit that to myself. I can do a lot of my life alone. It feels better to be connected. Here's a trick. Psilocybin can get real personal real quick. And as healing as that collective energy can be, sometimes you'd rather not ugly cry in front of an audience of strangers. I get it, Jesus Christ, but you're not alone. You got a whole family in the United States and around the world. And you're an integral part of us. You're the crack-up part of us. And the great thing about Jesus Christ in Australia is we all see through those randy remarks that he makes and those things that he tries to shock us with. And we see right through it. We laugh, but we see through it. And we know where it's coming from. It's coming from a beautiful heart. That's how he connects with us. And it's a beautiful thing. Kimberly says JC is definitely the crack. So you're an incredibly important part of this crew. And don't you ever doubt that, and don't you ever think that's not true. Okay? HB says, I see him. He's pretty cute. He is. I see him. So you remember that, JC. We love you just the way you are. Sometimes we need you. Sometimes you go too far. But notice you've never been kicked out. Have you noticed that? Nobody's ever told you, get out of here, dude. Not here. That's a beautiful thing. No one else gets to do what you do. One's enough. One JC is enough. Herbie and JC. I love you guys. You know how I think it's adorable. Adorbs. You guys. Sometimes you'd rather not. Never enough Google Play. I still haven't gotten an email from him. I'm still completely available to send him a Google Play card. But he has to do his part. He has to send Pops an email with some kind of an address where I can send the Google Play card to. And I'd be happy to. Okay? He's been with us so long, and everybody else wins, and everybody else gets a chance to participate and get supplementary supplements from Pops. Except JC. Sometimes you'd rather not ugly cry in front of an audience of strangers. When do you recommend group ceremonies versus one-on-one sessions for your clients? A group of facilitators were asked that question. When the material is extra sensitive, most facilitators recommend starting with private sessions. Adam O'Neill leads with one-on-one work when someone is dealing with something very specific or tender, like trauma, significant grief, deep shame, and complex performance anxiety. Some clients need the privacy to go inward and the safety to fall apart. Francesca Liu thought process is the same. She recommends one-on-one work when someone needs individualized pacing, extra nervous system support, or is working with trauma or major life transitions. These containers allow for responsiveness, reassurance, and grounding from moment to moment. For Char McHendrick, it comes down to readiness. One-on-one sessions can be especially supportive when someone is working with trauma or early attachment wounds, where they need to reestablish an internal sense of safety before being around others. Healing often begins in private internal spaces. Healing is relational. On the other hand, many facilitators point out that group work touches something individual sessions can't reach. Clayton Ix puts it in a historical context. The phenomenon of individual psychedelic work is actually relatively new. Group ceremony, as our ancestors understood, comes with the benefit of being seen, of belonging, of knowing yourself in relationship to other people. Jamie Blackburn speaks to the collective intelligence of a group. Participants recognize themselves in others. Insights expand because guidance doesn't come from just one facilitator. It emerges from the group. The shared experience softens shame and normalizes the human experience, reminding each person they are not alone. Terry Shelton underscores the power of group work for trauma. Trauma has a way of breaking our soul away from our body. When we're feeling separated or isolated, she said, healing comes from connecting with others in relation to others. We do that here. Neither format is inherently better. Most facilitators agree the right answer lives inside the client. Michelle Harrell recommends starting off with a simple question. Where will I feel the most safe? Psilocybin work is deeply vulnerable and inherently unpredictable. Safety, both emotional and physical, is the foundation for meaningful healing. Amy Charles' work has observed that group work lands best when there is sufficient preparation time for participants to build familiarity and trust before entering the journey. She typically reserves group ceremonies for clients who already have some experience under their belt. Sam Gale sums it up quite nicely, inviting clients to reflect on their intentions and what they hope to receive, with the understanding that group work offers the chance to witness and be witnessed, while individual sessions provide focused, individualized support and space to work more deeply with personal material. First of all, this doesn't have to be an either-or decision. Individual and group work are complementary, not mutually exclusive. Start where you feel safe and go from there. We'd also add that group ceremonies really shine when there's chemistry among the participants. Oh, some of you have been to a mush fest. And you know, when it's us all together at a mush fest, we're already pretty safe with each other. A good facilitator will be thoughtful about who's in the room together. And then there's the elephant in the ceremony room. Cost. Individual sessions generally come with a higher price tag. If budget is a factor, group ceremonies can make psilocybin significantly more accessible. If it's not, cool yacht you got there. How'd you like to sponsor our next Mush Fest? If you're rich enough, how'd you like to sponsor our next Mush Fest? And that's fun. So when you're asking yourself, individualized or group, the answer is both. Give me one word. Give me one word. Define, in one word, the word harmony. I'm going to read a couple of comments here. One word to define harmony. Joy. Balance. Mellow, that's the word I would have used. 100%. Mellow already, I've thought of this and I said, what's Pop's word? Balance. Harmony. Love, peace. Mushrooms, happy. Blended. Joe D says balance. In touch with oneself, bliss. One word. Togetherness, balance, nature. Joy, mutual love, happiness, synergies. Euphony, oh, King's going long. Symbiotic. Woz is throwing a couple of semantical fastballs at us. Flow. One word. See, we like to keep things simple. We can overanalyze harmony. Let me read you a few quotes about harmony. Why harmony? Because that's the overall overarching theme of the verse in the Tao Te Ching that we're going to read today. Okay? It's a beautiful, beautiful verse that we're going to read. It's going to close out what's been a very harmonious week here at Tea with Pops. Strive for balance, then you shall find harmony. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. This is a beautiful one for my sisters out there. You guys have to know how important the feminine angle is to therapy. We all have in us a feminine and a masculine side. We all do. And it's really important to not think it's gay or whatever, to be in touch with your feminine side. Women have so much to offer, and they go through so much more than men do. They do. I couldn't imagine. We need to really lift women up in the psychedelic community because they're underrepresented. You saw it on my analytics yesterday. Underrepresented. We used to have a few more, our analytics were more female. And it's dropped off and more male. I want to call back the women. Tell them how welcome they are here. Come and join the Tea Dolls. A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense, and she arrives at her destination prepared to be herself and only herself. Maya Angelou said that. Harmony is the basis of friendship. Confucius said that. The universe is not required to be in perfect harmony with human ambition. Carl Sagan. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are all in harmony. What you say, what you think, what you say, and what you do. Gandhi said that. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Marcus Aurelius. Do you guys like this? Are these good quotes? A thing is deemed beautiful only when its parts are in harmony. Harmony makes small things grow. Lack of it makes great things decay. Couple more. Harmony and balance are the keys to inner peace. The superior person is in harmony, but does not follow the crowd. The lesser person follows the crowd, but is not in harmony. Another Confucius quote. Happiness exists on earth, and it's won through prudent exercise of reason, knowledge of the harmony of the universe, and the constant practice of generosity. Jose Marti said that. I want to read that one to you again. Happiness exists on earth, and it's won through prudent exercise of reason, knowledge of the harmony of the universe, and the constant practice of generosity. Let's see what the Tao Te Ching says about harmony. Captain, I like that. I can afford to be generous. Generous doesn't mean money. It can. That could be a form of generosity, to give some money. But you guys are giving up your time to each other here every morning. Showing up here is generous. You're being generous to me. You give me a place to be. You give each other places to be. Some of you really look forward to seeing each other here. And it's generous of you to show up. There's so many forms of generosity. Don't limit yourself to, well, I can't give because I don't have enough money. You have gifts. You have skills. And the most valuable thing that you have is time. Because once 1 second is spent, you can never get it back. And you also don't know how much you have. You have no idea how many seconds you have in your second bag. So when you're giving seconds out of your bag to other people, that's literally the most generous you could ever be. The 55th verse of the Tao. He who is in harmony with the Tao is like a newborn child. That's the first line. I'm going to stop there for a second. Have I not been talking for the last few weeks about having the vision of a baby, look through the eyes of a baby? Babies. A newborn child is already in harmony with the universe. He's born in, he or she is born in harmony with the universe from the start. And then we start losing harmony as we start being programmed by a world that doesn't understand it, by a world who has different sets of priorities, such as power, such as fame, such as greed. He who is in harmony with the Tao is like a newborn child. Deadly insects will not sting him. Wild beasts will not attack him. Birds of prey will not strike him. Bones are weak. Muscles are soft. Yet his grasp is firm. He has not experienced the union of man and woman, but he's whole. His manhood is strong. He screams all day without getting hoarse. This is perfect harmony. To know harmony is to know the changeless. To know the changeless is to have insight. Things in harmony with the Tao remain. Things that are forced grow for a while, but then they wither away. This is not the Tao. And whatever is against the Tao soon ceases to be. Good morning, Brooke. Again, always so glad when we see you here. Living by letting go. Perhaps you've observed people who seem to get all the breaks, appearing to be impervious to the onslaughts that wreak havoc in many lives. For example, do you know someone who seldom, if ever, gets sick? In spite of spending the flu season in close contact with people who are coughing and sneezing. How about those who emerge unscathed in the middle of a crime spree? You might say that these lucky few seem to have guardian angels that protect them from the provocations of the symbolic deadly insects, wild beasts and birds of prey, as Lao Tzu puts it. But Lao Tzu knows that these men and women are simply in harmony with the Tao. Just as some individuals appear to have the right people show up in their lives at the right time, while others seem to have a knack for making money materialize just when they needed it most. Lao Tzu said that we should look to infants who haven't yet taken on the ego belief that they're separate from the originating source. Consequently, they have what could be called magical powers. They can scream all day and never lose their voice like a screeching adult would. Oh, that's good. When's he gonna stop crying? He's building up his lungs. And he isn't getting hoarse. You can't do what a baby can do. Even with undeveloped muscles, they can fashion a firm grip. Have you ever put your finger in there into the crib and that little baby grabs your finger? You're like, wow, what a grip. It doesn't even have muscles yet. It can't even stand up or walk. It can't even sit. It's got a firm grip. Furthermore, babies are pliable. You can bounce them. No. Babies are pliable. and virtually immune to harm from a fall that would break bones of a grown-up. All of this is perfect harmony, according to Lao Tzu. Verse 55 of the Tao Te Ching invites you to realize that what you call luck isn't something that randomly happens. It's yours for life when you decide to live by letting go. You attract the cooperative power of the Tao when you release the need to control your life. So change your thoughts and see how your life changes to a very fortunate one. Fortunate doesn't mean money again. I'm fortunate in this amazing group of friends that I have. I'm fortunate that I have a place I can volunteer. Matter of fact, the garden is available to start again today, now that the snow is pretty much gone. This afternoon, 3 o'clock, Pops gets to go back and be a weeder again. I get to go weed. That's fortunate. I'm fortunate that I can even do it, let alone that I want to, let alone that there's a place less than 2 miles from my house that's this gorgeous community garden. I'm fortunate in my grow house. I'm fortunate. I mean, I can count the fortunate things in my life ad infinitum when I slow down and I stop trying to be in control. Oh, that's new for Pops. I didn't only need to control myself, I needed to control everything around me. Let go and exist in the harmony with the Tao in order to build up your immune system and be lucky about resisting damages and diseases. I know that letting go for protection sounds paradoxical, and I suppose you could think of it like that. But try seeing it as a way of living life's natural rhythm to flow unimpeded through you. That's a change agent. Living by letting go means releasing worry, releasing stress, releasing fear. We hold on to those, man. I've jealously held on to my stress, fearful of so many things. It makes logical sense. Somebody that's living, holding on to stress, do they have a better chance of getting sick? Or somebody that has learned to live harmoniously with nature, who has a better chance of getting sick? It's logical, but we haven't been taught that. Nobody even made us aware. Stress equals sickness, anxiety, depression. So many of the things that keep us down in mental wellness is because we haven't lived harmoniously. We're not seeing the world through the eyes of a baby. We're seeing the world through the eyes of Madison Avenue and the billboards and the TV shows. And I don't look as good as she does. And my muscles aren't as big as his. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is how harmoniously you can live with nature. the more harmonious I am learning to live, the more all of this stuff that doesn't matter is falling away. Material possessions. And I used to count myself rich because of the things that I amassed. I count myself rich because I can spend a couple hours studying every day now, so I can deliver a message of goodness and kindness. God, how much richer I am. It is indescribable. Indescribable. The richness that we can experience outside of what the world taught us is rich. What did Aaron say? Let's see what Aaron said. Laughter is a great medicine. When you promote your sense of well-being in the face of what appears to be danger to others, your alignment with your source frees you from pushing yourself to act in a forceful manner. My life was spent forcing people. It was. When I was in the religious setting that I was in. What do you think an altar call is? What do you think an altar call is? It's social peer pressure to send people up the aisle and lay prostrate before a man, give their life to whatever. You force that by clicking emotional buttons, peer pressure, all of that. And then the pastors, they sit around with counters and they count how many came to an altar call this week. And then they report it to the bishop. And they tell the bishop, I had X amount of altar calls this week. I was in that for 2 decades. Success was forcing somebody to come and lay prostrate before me. Unbelievable. It's happening out there every day all around us. And then those guys, they take that money and they drive Rolls Royces and they have gold-plated shower heads. Right, Brooke? Why couldn't I walk out into the congregation and one at a time just hug somebody, tell them I'm here? This is a hospital. We belong here together. I don't want your money. I want your service to others here. I want you to serve. I want you to be like the masters, the sages. None of them lived rich lives. Have you ever noticed that? They had one cloak, one pair of sandals, and they never were needy. They never put their hand out and said, I need more. I have to have 57 pairs of sandals, and they should, at least 4 of them should be Air Jordan sandals. Have you looked at some people's shoe closets? That's control. That's by thinking, by amassing something, I'm going to be happy. I'm just using, I don't talk about religion much, but I'm using myself as an example of how far I've come from what I think is a cracked way of thinking, of controlling people for my benefit. And I was using that pulpit for that purpose. That's my point. I'm not being anti. I'm only talking about my personal experience. Okay? Would I rather be Pastor Altar Call or Pop Shrooms? Would I rather be Pastor Altar Call or Pop Shrooms? And I'm still on the path. I love this path. The honesty and the goodness of it, so different. Lao Tzu reminds you that things that are forced grow for a while, but then they wither away. Man-made things eventually rust. Attain the protective nature that's alluded to in this powerful verse. And realize that the changeless with these insights for the world are you living in today. Visualize yourself as indestructible. Nature is. Nature's indestructible. It's indestructible. The sun is indestructible. It'll go on for another billion years. Visualize yourself as indestructible. Activate an inner picture that will carry you through perceived dangers. In this visualization, remove the image of your physical body and instead see the part of you that's as constant as the spirit of thought. You are a spiritual being, not a material being. You happen to live in a skin-bone corpse, but that's not the life. That's not life. It's just a corpse. You're a spiritual being. This is your essence. And the spirit is actually incapable of being harmed. When you're experiencing pain, when you're experiencing anxiety, stress, you're living in your human body. The spirit within you is not feeling that, but you're not hearing the spirit. The world's taught us there's going to be a medicine to fix me. Lao Tzu says you don't need to be fixed. You just need to change your point of view. From this perspective, you're not threatened by anything. When you live in harmony with the enduring part of yourself, it will contribute to an overall sense of you being indestructible. I'm not saying I'm going to live forever. My spirit will, but my body won't. My spirit will blend back into the universe, and I'll reemerge as something. I'm not speaking about reincarnation. I have no idea what my next path is going to be or what it's going to look like, nor do I want to dwell on it. I want to dwell on making this path the most harmonious I can live. Declare yourself to be that lucky person who goes through life unscathed by freeing yourself and stop trying to control your perception of looming danger. Change the way you look at your potential for becoming a lucky person. We all have the potential to be lucky, for want of a better word. But I'm never going to be lucky if I'm laying around in a soup of depression, in a vice of anxiety. The soup goes away, the vice stops cramping when I see my life differently. Rather than telling yourself, with my luck, things aren't going to work out for me. Say this instead. I am open to allowing what needs to happen. I trust luck to guide that. This change in your thinking will serve you by guiding you to live within the flow of the Tao. Peace will replace stress. Oh, wait for this one. There are a lot of you out there just grinding away at it. Effort. Harmony replaces effort. Say that one again, Pops. Harmony replaces effort. How good is that? Acceptance will replace interference. You're welcome, Niffy. You'll become what you think about. Did you know that? You become what you think about. That's why I ask you to abstain from things like pornography. Things that are destructive to your spirit. That's just one example. You think about money all the time, you're going to become a greedy person. You become what you think about. What do you focus on? It's not, I mean, this is it is a metaphysical principle. You become what you think about. So even things that you previously believed were evidence of bad luck will now be viewed as what helps you move towards genuine harmony. Living by letting go will allow you to appreciate what Lin Yutang said in the book, The Importance of Living. If you can spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live. Useless? Well, I don't want to be useless. Try it. If you can spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live. The world taught you the exact opposite. Effort, grind, push, shove, force. None of that came from nature. Nature isn't doing any of those things. The flowers come up when they're supposed to. In the springtime. Without effort. They just, boop, there they are. Do the Tao. Dedicate a week to charting incidents of things working out without your control or without you having to make them happen. Write them down. Chart them for a week. I didn't control this, I didn't make it happen, but it just worked out. Write it down. The things that just work out. Mr. Phillips, it may start short, but it's going to get longer and longer. I promise you. I promise you, the world didn't teach us that. The world said it's going to stay a short list. If you even get one on your list. Without your having to control and make them happen. You know my mushrooms grow? While I'm away and it's dark and I'm not there and I'm not controlling it, boop, I show up over there and there they are. I didn't make it happen. I may have made the cake, but I didn't make that happen. I was just living in harmony with nature. Make a cake, keep things clean, and let them work out. Let it work itself out. I see the Tao every day in my tubs. I remember my first year of growing shrooms. Stress. Check the tubs 12 times a day. Improve the substrate. There's got to be, I'm going to come up with the master substrate. Oh, there's a better way to make grain spawn. Guess when it all really started to flourish? When I did my little part and then I let go. And I checked back in with nature. And boop, there they are. This means consciously choosing situations where you curb your automatic impulse to control the outcome. Relax when you want to tense up. And be trustful in as many situations as you can. Chart that. At the end of the week, notice how changing the way you think is starting to change your life. Aaron, you get it, right? Every 3 hours. Mine was every 2. Live by letting go. Live by being harmonious with your internal spirit and seeing through the eyes of a baby. And remember, I'm just thinking about it right now. The last time I was around a baby and I stuck my finger in there in the crib, and that little baby just grabbed my finger and held on. I was like, where did it get that strength? Stronger than you'll ever know. From the inside. Don't be forceful. Brooke, you're going to get to experience that. I'm not going to say I'm jealous, because that would be bad. I don't want to be jealous. But I'm so grateful that you're going to get to experience that again. It's beautiful. Thank you guys for this week. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Don't we exception? I agree. Sunday, baby Pops is going to be born. Brooke, don't call it Pops. No. No. Oh, you're adorable. No. You got to wait for a while before you can start calling it Pops. You got to get in its 50s and 60s. Okay? You guys, I love you so much. Go be an Eskimo today, too. Help somebody. Be generous with your time. Those seconds that are in your second bag. You're giving away something and you don't even know what you're in, if you've got it, you don't have an endless supply of. You don't have an endless supply. That's the most generous you could be. We do it here every day, the generosity of you people. To be here and to lift each other up. And to crack each other up. And to be kind to one another. It is the most beautiful experience. And we get to do it every morning at 9 o'clock. The gym is open. It's a hard gym to leave. I hate stopping every morning. But I have to live in harmony and balance. And there's other things, like my community garden right now and other things. And the counseling I'm learning. And the classes that I'm taking. And then at night, my study sessions with myself. Study to show yourself approved. A workman, rightly dividing the words of truth. Thank you for this week. It's been beautiful. Really fast. The seconds in my bag are running out, guys. Brooke, we are reading from Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Dr. Wayne Dyer, mostly, and then I grabbed some poems and I grabbed some quotes, and I never really read from just one source. I usually have 3 or 4 different sources so I can get a well-rounded view and then come to you with a well-rounded view. But the number one source, and it's wonderful, is, and you're going to see it in reverse, unfortunately, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Okay. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Pops is filled with love today. I want to keep flowing. Thank you, Jesse. I want to keep flowing. And I'm going to. I don't know how many seconds I have left in the bag. And I want to spend each of them in an appropriate, generous way, not controlling you or anything else that I used to choose to control. Great comments I'm reading from you guys to each other. So let me scroll you guys out. I'm going to miss you tomorrow and Sunday, but take your days off. Enjoy your family. Don't control them. Live in peaceful harmony in your home. Live in peaceful harmony at your work and in your classes and in the world. Be different. Be chosen. Be a master. Be a sage. Scrolling. Herbie Von where we come up. Aaron and Ronnie Reel is going to go make someone smile today. I know he is. HB. They've got a show tonight. HB, Nerdy and Derek Anderson, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're looking for a Mystic Journeys church, they have it going on YouTube. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jesus Christ in Australia. Love you, brother. Ray Cook and Jesse. And HB and Zozo LSD. And Mike Butterball. And Hip Kitty. Meow. Exception. Have a wonderful weekend. Paigey. Love you, girl. Very much. Sammy P. Sammy, I'm watching Sammy grow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing growth just in comments. Brian C. and Cleany. Good morning, Cleany. Nippy, I love you. I love Dave and I love Ava. Captain Obvious. Sweet lady. Brilliant woman. Bud and Jesse and Cyber Jolie. Very, very kind woman. Get to know her behind the scenes, you guys. Mr. Phillips, Sarah Bear, my favorite stuffed animal. Brookie D, love you, Brooke. So glad you're here and good luck with this weekend and your birthday. Jesus Christ, Sarah Bear, HB, Hagers. If you guys knew how deeply Hags and my friendship is, and it came from here, and it doesn't even have, it's boundless. It's boundless. Laura Divine, have a divine weekend. Sam and Jesus and Jesse and Nippy and Mike Butterball. Pop's Peace. Love. Be generous. Give, serve. And don't control. Live harmoniously. Good morning, Rebel Pebble. Pops, peace, love. I'm out.